And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode of Crush Mics. I'm your host, yours truly, Mr. Korey Buckets, the King. I'm just excited, man. Y'all gotta feel my energy. Like I ain't did an episode in a while. Like we just been busy. I've been getting a lot of requests for new episodes and all kinds of stuff, and I apologize for the delay because life has been happening, and we've been happening with it, and we doing some things, man. So y'all stay tuned for all those things that we've been doing in life. But it's a lot of things going on, man. So what we gonna talk about? We got a jam-packed show. Jam-packed show. You know we're gonna talk about this Kanye West thing going on. You know we gotta talk about that. We're gonna be talking about the interesting story I just saw on Android phone hacking. I'll be telling y'all with the jabronis who don't want them iPhones that y'all gonna have problems. And now I actually did a whole research. Well, that's the most hacked phone of all the phones. The Android. Don't be mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just going on what, you know what I'm saying, information that I had. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be talking about the Tony Yayo. You that interview on my guy, Mav Hoffa show. Shout out to Esso, shout out to Heineken, shout out to Uncle Murder and everybody on the show. That was crazy. We're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about little social things today. Like I've always been like the chain guy, the jewelry guy. New developments, life has been going crazy. We gonna talk about that. Like my whole different approach and just how everything is shaping up now. But thank y'all. And we also, without further ado, you know this is Crush Mics. You know we always get a fire battle to talk about, and it's a controversial battle. We're gonna be talking about TSU Surf versus JC. Very controversial battle. Controversial in the fact of the hype and everything around it and everything going around with TSU Surf. So we're gonna get into it. But getting into the number one topic that I think is on every podcast blogger's mind today that's come across their table on social media is this whole Kanye West thing. The interview he did on Nori. There's a bunch of schools of thought that I feel like I have on it. But in this way, this was actually good. I felt like it comes a point where, and this is no disrespect to Nori, where we start to realize as people who step into other markets why it's an actual profession, why there's certain preparation and certain things done, why there's certain training for certain fields, because when you're dealing with a person like Kanye West as an interviewer, you have to be able to control the actual conversation. And if you can't, what happens on that actual interview will happen, where there are things that the person will say that will be offensive to so many audiences that don't fit the viewpoint of what you may want to say or how you feel or how you want your viewers or the general public to view you. And it's unfortunate because I feel like Kanye, as always, he says some very pressing things, but I think it's a bigger issue with him that I think we need to address as people, from our kids to adults. This all comes because people are so thirsty for attention to sell products, attention to try to change their life around by doing all different kinds of marketing things. And I think we just need to chill, like in general as a society. Like I think we've gone too far. We've gone too far with being these attention whores. Like I even catch myself on social media sometimes being like, yo, why is you posting that selfie? Like, they know who you are. They know what you look like. Like, you don't need to be posting all these selfies. Like, when did we get to the point where we needed so much gratification as a society? We need all this attention. We in the me society. And I think that's what that spoke to more than anything is as a society, we're in a bad space. He's a billionaire, and you got to think about all the things that he's done to put himself in this space, from sneakers to music. I mean, all kinds of ventures, and a lot of us have supported him to that point. So to now be like, we're canceling him, like, well, you can't cancel all the purchases you made. Try to understand where he's coming from, whether you agree with it or not, and just respect that brother's going through it. I genuinely believe that he's going through it, because some of that stuff he's saying, nobody with any consciousness in that way that got this kind of skin would say that stuff. But he's always outrageous like that. So give that brother some love, give him some patience, give him some time. And he need to get his life together, man. He needs some help, because having an opinion is one thing, but that take on George Floyd was nuts. I don't care if you saw it in the documentary. We not doing that. Like we just not doing that as a culture, as a people, as a public. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you got to clean it up, man. And clean up on aisle 7. Clean it up. You got to clean it up, man. Next topic. Watching YouTube, and this whole thing about hacking information just popped up on me. And I'm like, why do I care about this? So I started watching it, and it was actually a whole documentary, and there was a series of them about hackers talking about how easy it is to get into Android phones. And I'd say that they weren't saying that they couldn't get into iPhones too, because they could. That would be a total lie. I'm not lying to the community. We won't do that. But they did say how much easier it was and how more prevalent it is to have an Android broken into. So which lets me know, again, team, my phone is superior. I know they're not giving me a check for this. It's just okay. But it's just stellar use. Like, stop playing with yourselves and get you an iPhone. Man, you get an iPhone 2. It's going to be better than the new Galaxy. I'm just saying. Don't shoot the messenger. It happens. It happens. And if you my peoples and we communicate, and you got a jabroni, a mandroid, whatever the case may be, we can still communicate, because we've been communicating. But the fact that I got to get an extra app to video y'all is heinous. iPhone users, one button. FaceTime. So whatever. However that works for y'all, I just don't. But yeah, they was getting all in them joints. Like, it was so much so to the point where they were able to send messages from a computer, and they would come to the person like it was in your actual Android phone. So y'all want to make sure when you get emails, a lot of them were saying, like, a lot of Android users will get emails that they don't know, and there'll be a link in there saying something like you want something. They'll click it, and then once they click it, they have access to your network. And now that they're on your network, they doing all kinds of foolishness, reading your information, sending texts, like doing all kinds of stuff. So Android, my Android people, iPhone too, but specifically my Android people, my mandroids. Y'all gotta be safe out here, man. Strap it up. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here without a firewall. You definitely need a firewall for the. I guess y'all can get firewalls. I don't know what y'all work with, but what I can say is, yo, it's crazy. So if somebody, one of y'all, one of my peoples, if I get a crazy text, I know you got hacked. It's okay, and you can come to the light. You come to the light. I'll get you. I'm saying, I'll get you a deal worked out. Maybe you get that good iPhone. I don't know. Next topic. So, apparently, Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda were on the Math Hoffa show, My Expert Opinion. By far, one of my favorite entertaining interviews of the year. Because Tony Yayo is a very colorful guy. He speaks his mind. And I think we live in a world where that's kind of tough, like we talked about earlier with the Kanye. But it's tough to be a guy like Tony Yayo where you in the middle though, where it's like, yeah, you know, some of the things may be uncomfortable conversations, but you still have them in a respectful way, and then there's still some humor in there. And I know that Branson had it, the energy on 99.99999. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful in there. Like, I love that. Like, it's entertainment. Like, y'all got to remember that it's entertainment. If we get Tony Yayo in that interview and he just talks a bunch of G Unit stories, just talks about a bunch of stuff that we've already known the entire time, it's not an interesting interview. So the fact that he was that animated, excuse me, I definitely appreciate it. I hope in the future though, when you have somebody like Tony Yayo, um, that we can get more of the artistry side, like what made him start writing music, like who were his influences, the new projects he's working on, what made him do that. Like, you're a millionaire, like a bunch of times over, you tour off your previous work. What inspires you to keep on doing the music? I like to find out stuff about people in interviews. Like, I think that's the whole point. I think that kind of missed the mark there, but from the standpoint of entertainment, it was highly entertaining, highly, 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 highly entertaining. I'm going to have the link for that in the description, as well as the link for the Kanye um, interview with the Drink Champs in the description. But y'all keep up this great content, cause me, I'm not really a cable kind of guy. Like, I'm a personal, like, I like this avenue, I like this thing. Let me subscribe to that so I can check out a real candid interview, a candid interaction. So I think YouTube and social media work better for me from how I like to get to know people in a personal space. Because I feel like when I know somebody, or at least they can present it like I know them in a personal space, I feel a little better about supporting what they do, whether it's music, clothes, whatever. It's like, oh yeah. I feel like growing up, I felt like I knew Jay-Z. So it was like, from all his music, Sean Corey Carter, like I knew his whole name. So it was like, Rockaway, what? This is like my guy. Like, why would I buy this? Like, Fresh for Law. You know what I'm saying? White and Whites. Like, come on. So yeah, we definitely appreciate that. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Matt Hoffa. Shout out to my guy Esso, Heineken, Mech, all them Queens guys, all the Brooklyn guys, all the Manhattan, Bronx, Staten Island, everybody, all the artists that come through. Um, I think my favorite episode on the Matt Hoffa show, probably outside of that one in recent history, I think I like the Guru one. Like, the Guru one was good. 'Cause I felt like he got some powerful, good information from Guru. So shout out to Math, man. Shout out to all y'all. Bag Fuel too, man. Y'all definitely support that. I'll have a link in the description for those boys. They got a dope little podcast for that. Here's a major topic that's been weighing on me. Like, if you know me, you know I've always been like the jewelry guy. Like, I wear like earrings, watches, chains, and stuff like that. I've been like that since I was a little kid. I was like early teenagers, and that was always a thing where it was like, you was like a hooper, you was like a hustler, you was like a rapper, like you was somebody. You wore the chain, and like, or you was, you just trying to be a pretty boy, fresh, whatever. But it signifies something. But everybody didn't want to wear a chain. Everybody like knew, like, if you had one, or you had jewelry, like you were a certain kind of person. And so everybody didn't run to it. It wasn't like really the thing. It was like a thing for certain people. But now it's like, because of social media, I feel like people have access to seeing things that they didn't have access to seeing before. And now it's like, not only um, do you feel like, all right, I don't have that, but I think people be feeling like they don't fit in, or like they don't look successful, or my life is not going in the right trajectory. I don't have these things. Um, and it's sad to know that we're living in a time, in a society, where the materialistic fibers are tearing our actual communities up in an unreal place. For PNB Rock to get killed over a chain, um, Pop Smoke killed over a chain, like, for these people to be dying over jewelry, something so trivial, something so small, it raises a brow to me, and I say we definitely need to refocus ourselves and go back to what's important. And us having these interactions where we're really building and we're really getting to know each other, um, and getting to know each other in as much of a personal space as we can. I feel like that understanding should bring about a better unity within people, for you to know this person is just like you. They got a mother like you. They got a, if you got a child, they got a child like you. They like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they like you. So this disconnect is killing me. So I'm really a person, like, I'm really like chilling back on the jewelry and all that stuff. Like, to each his own. Like, I'm not saying that you supposed to whatever. I just feel like I have more value as a person, and if that is seen to be the symbol of value, let me try to readjust that, so that at least from me, you can see something of a greater radiance. You can see that I'm blessed from a higher power. You can see that I'm an honest person, that I go hard for myself and my people and everything I believe in all the time. I stand on those principles, um, and that's what I'm most proud about. That's what I think shines. Forget a chain, forget a watch, forget all that stuff. The substance of who you are, instead of what you are, or what you have, I should say, should be of greater value. And I just think we should get back to that, and hopefully, gradually in society, we can. Hopefully, music gets more to an artistic standpoint and less about haves and have-nots. We already live in that society. Our music doesn't need to mirror that. Our music needs to be an escape, like it used to be, entertaining, something fun. So I hate to be preaching on here, but I just felt like today, with everything that's been going on and everything in a combination, I just felt like there were certain things that need to be said. But getting to my favorite time of the segment of the show, the battle rap. Now, usually, if you know, Crush Mike's fan, I have it playing in the background, whatever. But this is kind of not one that I wanted to play in the background because of what's going on with TSU Surf. I can't speak on it specifically because I don't have the information. I just know that online they were saying that he's in trouble. And I know he's one of my favorite battle rappers. He brings the entertainment. He brings the energy. He brings the showmanship to battle rap. More recent battle he had with JC, where JC was supposed to be this lyrical pen, wanted to battle him for years, suck his dirt, ducking him. JC's having the best year he's ever had, won over $100,000 in a battle rap tournament earlier this year. And this was a highly anticipated battle. And JC got his boots smoked. Surf 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. It's not even debatable. Not even debatable. JC had a few slick lines, and I'll give you that. But you went off base, bro. But you can always get it back together because you're dope. You're dope. There's no one taking that away from me. You're dope. Your pen is stupid. Your delivery is crazy. You just got to stick to what you do every time. Don't let somebody get you out of your element, out of your bag, doing different things. Like your whole presentation, everything was different. And it wasn't a good different. And I'm just keeping it a buck. But JC, I like what you do. Continue doing what you're doing because everybody can't do that. So you know it's a talent and it's a gift. And that would definitely be it for that battle. I definitely, like I said, I got Surf 3-0. Shout out to that. I got a new single out. Feel loved. Feel love. Feel love. Yo, it was like me being out of box. I don't usually do this, even though singing was my origin. Like I was an R&B, like gospel singer when I was younger. But you know, I write music. Like I love writing music, so it was something different for y'all, and I appreciate the reception that I'm getting. Working on shooting a video for y'all and make some dope happen. But link will be in the description. Thank for everybody for adding me on the playlist and all the radio stations for playing us. And that will conclude our show today. Until the next episode, y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay cool. Y'all show the love. Kick. Crush my